It's Friday, June 30th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Topping your headlines, the smoke is sticking around. Another hazy day on the island thanks to the Canadian wildfires. Here's a look at the smoke forecast for today. There's an air quality alert in place until midnight. Here's a look at Main Beach at East Hampton. The smoke and pollution is less intense than it was earlier this month. You can see it in the sky here. However, it could still be unhealthy for people with asthma and other chronic conditions. They are advised to monitor the air quality and, if needed, wear masks and limit time outdoors.
Air quality is unhealthy in every corner of the state of New York. Wildfires from more than 500 miles away continue to burn, and we're feeling the impact right here in real time in our city and our state.
You can check the air quality in your neighborhood on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Back to court today for embattled Long Island Congressman George Santos. Santos is due in federal court in Central Islip for a conference at noon. The Republican is facing several charges, including money laundering and wire fraud. Stay with Newsday for the latest breaking developments. We have reporters at court, and we'll have the latest on Newsday TV and on our mobile app and on Newsday.com. Sentencing expected today for the former Suffolk bouncer who beat a bar patron to death. David Cruz of Medford is facing up to 25 years in prison. He was convicted of manslaughter in the death of Jake Scott outside a Holbrook bar in August. It's deadline day for schools on the island and across the state to agree to remove Native American imagery in mascots. And not every district is on board. Sachem is the one Long Island district still not in full compliance. A number of others say they will continue to seek legal recourse and fight to keep their team names. Read more on the mascot ban deadline on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Only in Newsday, Section 11, the governing body of scholastic sports in Suffolk, and its referees have been unable to reach an agreement on a new contract. The current contract expires today. If the two sides cannot come to terms on a deal, the dispute could go to mediation or binding arbitration, which could affect the start of the fall season. Happening today, cleanup continues after a sinkhole opened here in Baldwin. Take a look at this. Sewage is now seeping into yards and Brookside Preserve Creek due to a broken pipe. Grand Avenue is closed in the area. Fallout after the Supreme Court's ruling to end affirmative action. The decision could have an impact far beyond higher education.
The court once again walked away from decades of precedent, and I strongly disagree with the court's decision.
In a 6-3 decision, the court's conservative justices declare the admissions policies at Harvard and the University of North Carolina violate the Constitution's guarantee of equal protections of the law. The decision could send a ripple effect to hiring practices at corporations. Long Islanders had this to say.
You shouldn't get into a college from your race. From you being white, black, Spanish, Latino. That shouldn't determine if you should be able to go to the school.
I think so. It's a bad idea. Yeah, because the young people is needed. It's go to the college.
Local college administrators tell Newsday the ruling will most likely have limited effect on local colleges and universities because many have a diverse applicant pool, high acceptance rates, and do not consider race as a factor in admissions. It's the last day on the job for the NYPD Commissioner, Valley Stream's Keishant Sewell. She's leaving after a year and a half at the helm in her last public act as commissioner. Sewell is presiding over a promotion ceremony at the Police Academy in Queens. It's unclear who Mayor Adams will choose to replace her. Turning now to the holiday getaway, a record-breaking number of travelers, including Long Islanders, are traveling this weekend. AAA says more than 50 million vacationers nationwide will travel at least 50 miles from home. That tops the record set in 2019. Most are driving, with today as the busiest day on our roads. More than 4 million will fly. Airlines are mostly back to normal today. Remember, storms and staffing issues made a mess earlier this week, canceling thousands of flights at our area airports. The LIRR is adding extra eastbound trains from Penn Station today to get you to your Independence Day weekend destination. 4th of July festivities kicking off on the island. The first of many fireworks displays is tonight in downtown Riverhead at the Alive on 25 Festival. There are several other shows throughout the weekend. The largest will be Tuesday night, July 4th at Jones Beach. Check out our complete guide to local fireworks on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And the weather looks nice for tonight's show. Hazy sunshine today. Warm and dry, highs around 80 degrees. Look at your holiday weekend. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, highs around 79 degrees. Some wet weather Sunday before things clear out a bit. Look at your futurecast. You can see that rain just moving in there. A look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say, install Newsday. Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can. Feed Me is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
Lobster rolls are a summer staple for many of us. Here's a guide to some of the best on the island. Scott Vogel has today's Feed Me TV.
In a place where there were never lobster rolls ever anywhere, and now I live in a place where they're everywhere all the time. I like it here. It just seems to me that if you are lucky enough to live in a place like Long Island and it's summertime and you're hungry and you're on the South Shore, not eating a lobster roll is really kind of not an option. Within the lobster roll community, there are two different major classes. There's the hot and the cold. And this place kind of tips its hand on its favorite by calling this one the traditional. It's the same roll a lot of people call Maine lobster rolls or New England lobster rolls or cold lobster rolls or the one with mayonnaise. It's sort of quick steamed and then cooled really quickly, and that keeps the sort of saltiness to the lobster meat itself. We're at Jordan Lobster Farms here in Island Park, and this seems to be as good a place as any to talk about the Connecticut lobster roll. Proponents of the warm lobster roll will tell you that what makes this superior is, first of all, the fact that it's warm, because warmth brings out the flavor in everything, and that's especially valuable when you're talking about something like lobster meat. But of course, the other thing is that it's got butter, and like mayonnaise, everything's better with butter. So summer is the time for lobster because the crustaceans themselves are more active in the water, easier to trap, and therefore more likely to land up on your plate.
Am I the only one who's probably eating these? Do you I mean, what are you supposed to do with this? There's literally no way. It's like I'm being set up.
As you can see here at Salt and Barrel, you can also have your lobster roll in an atmosphere of refinement and sophistication. One thing you can't get away from is the messiness of these sandwiches. I think that it is anatomically impossible to eat one of these sandwiches without getting lobster meat on your nose. We're at Varney's in Brookhaven, where they really double down on the simplicity of these sandwiches. Just a little bit of mayo with the New England and just a little bit of butter with the Connecticut. All right, we're gonna try the New England one first.
And now we will try the Connecticut.
Okay, so the verdict is I have the best job in the world. That's all I'm gonna say.
Scott, I'm with you. Butter makes everything better. For more on the lobster rolls, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Some Brentwood nuns are giving back to the community by making their grounds available for local farmers. It's a story you'll see only in Newsday.
In 2015, the Sisters of St. Joseph affirmed a land ethics statement, and that statement is really to say, what is our relationship with the land at this point in our history? We established a relationship with the Peconic Land Trust. And they said, you know, you have some of the best soil, agricultural soil here on Long Island. So we preserved 28 acres of farmland working with Suffolk County. And those 28 acres right now are being farmed by 7 different farmers. So it's been quite an extraordinary experience of seeing so many people from the community who might not have the ability to go out east, where people traditionally go for the strawberry picking time of the year. But they can come to a local place that's just right in their neighborhood. It's really creating a space for people to have where they can come together, enjoy nature, enjoy their family, see where the food is actually produced that they're eating. Let young children know about it. This is where your food comes from. It's not just from the shelf in a grocery store.
Read more about these sisters in preserving farmland on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Get more of the stories you've seen on Newsday TV at Newsday.com. Plus breaking news, investigations, things to do, restaurants, and other Long Island news you can't get anywhere else. At Newsday.com, covering Long Island like no one else can.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Happy Friday. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with a look at your hyperlocal 7-day forecast.